Let's talk about the Qatar Jet Scandal, a story that sounds like a fever dream but is all too real. The President of the United States needed new planes. The iconic Air Force One jets were ancient, and the Air Force began a long, expensive process to replace them. Enter Donald Trump, who decided to skip the process and get a deal with Qatar. Instead of commissioning new planes, the Trump administration arranged to buy two Boeing 747's that had been sitting in a desert, originally built for a failed Russian airline. So America's next Air Force One was almost a hand-me-down from Russia, sold by Qatar. The official line? This would save taxpayers over $1 billion. But the deal came with more strings than a marionette convention. This wasn't just about planes, it was about power, money, and national security, all decided with the casualness of buying a used jet ski. Major decisions were made on a whim, influenced by personal relationships and a desire for quick wins. It's a classic tale of cutting corners, and as anyone who's built IKEA furniture knows, shortcuts usually end in regret. The result, a saga of chaos, controversy, and a very questionable deal. And that's just the beginning. Here's how it unfolded. The Air Force had a contract with Boeing for two custom 747-8's flying command centers, built from scratch. Then, in 2017, Trump balked at the $4 billion price tag and demanded a cheaper solution. Suddenly, two unused jets built for a defunct Russian airline appeared on the table. But the U.S. didn't buy them from Boeing. Instead, Qatar, an ally with its own agenda, acquired the planes and sold them to the U.S. The details remain murky, but Qatar's involvement was a shortcut to deliver a political win. The problem? These were commercial airliners, not blank canvases for Air Force One. Retrofitting them for presidential use is like turning a minivan into a tank. Expensive, complicated, and risky. Experts warned this shortcut would create massive headaches. The deal set the stage for a costly, complex overhaul. What was meant to save money quickly became a logistical nightmare. The Air Force was left to make the best of a bad situation, and the true cost was just beginning to emerge. Why did Qatar get involved? Simple leverage. Qatar hosts the largest U.S. base in the Middle East, but at the time it was desperate for American support during a regional blockade. The jet deal became a diplomatic poker chip. Qatar gained favor, Trump got a headline. Critics say this was less about savings and more about influence. Trump's administration often bypassed traditional channels, favoring personal deals with foreign leaders. This arrangement blurred lines between diplomacy and national security. Involving a foreign government in Air Force One's supply chain is unprecedented and risky. Security experts worry about vulnerabilities and hidden compromises. The Air Force insists the planes are being rebuilt from the ground up, but the fact we have to ask is troubling. This wasn't just a bargain, it was a gamble with national security. Now, the finger-pointing. Trump and his supporters claim he saved taxpayers' money, cutting through bureaucracy with a great deal. The Qatar connection is spun as clever business. Air Force officials caught in the middle insist the planes will be secure, carefully avoiding blame. Critics, including lawmakers and watchdogs, argue the savings are an illusion. Retrofitting commercial jets has led to cost overruns and delays, erasing any initial discount. The project is now years behind schedule and hundreds of millions over budget. For critics, this is classic Trump quick wins over long-term strategy and foreign influence in sensitive deals. The real worry isn't just cost, it's the precedent and the risks to presidential security. The deal has become a symbol of chaos versus competence, and the fallout is far from over. So where are we now? The planes are still in a Texas hangar, years late and way over budget. Boeing is losing money, the Air Force is scrambling, and the old Air Force One fleet keeps aging. Every delay means higher costs and less capability for the president. The new jets, meant to be state-of-the-art, are stuck in development hell. The scandal is now a political football. Critics see it as reckless, supporters as business savvy. Whenever these planes finally fly, they'll carry the baggage of this bizarre saga. The Qatar Jet Scandal is a lesson in why some things shouldn't be rushed or outsourced. The next Air Force One will be a monument to a deal that was too good to be true, and taxpayers will be paying for the turbulence for years to come.